Hey, welcome back to another high quality episode. This is the third time saying this already because I went messing with the settings to see if I can get better results. Kept saying encoding overload and things would mess up. So I'm just gonna wait a couple of seconds here to begin and see if it says that again. I was messing with the settings to get an HD. Okay, it doesn't say there's any encoding overload. Alright, well, let's start the episode now. For the third time. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one for the third time. But I can't say it's any better either for the third time. Phew, for the first time. See, got interesting. Huh? What? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Like, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment? Aha! Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing, and maybe you'll be as good as me one day. That's something tell me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Eh? Think so? I guess it must. Well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden. She's a fire type Pokemon. I don't know, I just said that randomly. And we'll think about it in the comments below. What type of Pokemon is Sayori? Answer in the comments below. Check the channel description. Do that too. In fact, check the channel description often. It changes a lot. Well, I don't think anybody notices. Well, I don't know. Honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging you around to dead weight. Oog. That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If you weren't for me, if it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away, like letting go of a balloon. So we take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my phone. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I even heard her sing my favorite love song. Every time she sang, of course, I have the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. And Amy helped me up and took me to a nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. Oh, so you're talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. Doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. Doesn't matter if she keeps it private. Doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world's better off without spiders. I'm gonna tell everyone. I think this poem is about racism. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. You didn't think that was the best I could do. Let me use my Pikachu as a pillow temporarily. Oof. Much better. Hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. I probably already read that. I don't remember. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies. It helps people realize how stupid they're being. I think anyone would agree that so this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's how everyone thinks my... Doesn't matter, it can be about anything. I wrote to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or... Guilty pleasure. Sometimes you're afraid if people find out they make fun of you or think less of you. That just makes people stupid. pictures or something like that, as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy. They think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Well, you're definitely right. I mean, why do you think I'm here? I'm sure a lot of other people are wondering the same thing. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. We want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Yuri, let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Supermania. Your skills are already improving. Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot. Eh? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers in today's show. Don't worry too much. It seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid. I don't know what I was reading there. I'm gonna reset that sentence. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't you feel like you need to work your brain, like turning a bunch of gears? Trying to let your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. I truly enable the reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. That's certainly an interesting technique. Thanks for sharing. I have an example of that if you'd like to read. Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me your poem. Happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, and my subconscious, well aware of the consequences, well aware that the raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens my eyes in the raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto this newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken a following to me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows that it's excited. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice bread, and I feed myself again. Alright, the moral of the story, she is a raccoon furry. Just a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I could see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. I take it at face value, then I can even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. This is today's theme. How relatable is it? I want to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's the sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. That's funny. Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? It's about someone being ridiculed for a strange interest. Hey, don't look at me. Don't look. Whoa! Look at that video I was playing. She did? Yeah. She was talking about How it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. Ah, I mean, does she really feel that way? Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common. That's, well, that's interesting. She seems like the kind of person who would make fun of me for my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Ah, please don't tell her I said that. Oh, don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. Might be ranting a little bit now. I'm glad you're a good listener. Hi again, Super Mino. How's the writing going? It's alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad, I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you can come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. Give my poem the moniker. Alright, it is pretty good. Makes you think of Sayori, like the other one that you wrote. You are like the dynamic duo. Haha, it's kind of exaggerating it. Yeah, probably. You spend a lot of time with her even in this club, don't you? Don't blame me for being a little shy. I'm not shy, it's just... I just tease him. I know what went on back there. So I don't think they bumped their head doing something normal. I'm gonna be real angry. This is happening in my club. I am not gonna be happy. Oh, so, I mean, I wasn't... But Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. You talk to me every now and then, too. It's not like I'm unapproachable or anything, am I? Oh my goodness. You want something spooky to just happen? Well, I have my phone on silent for this because I've learned my lesson over what happened in Kirby's Amazing Mirror. But literally the moment this message popped up, that moment I was about to read this and process it, my phone lit up, someone said no. That's some pretty spooky stuff. My suspicions. No, it's nothing like that. I'm just getting used to being here, that's all. Yeah. Sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. Really didn't mean it like that. No, don't worry. I get what you're saying. Alright, but anyway. You want to read my poem now? Like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding. Piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. Oops, scrolled too fast. Oh my goodness. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. The sign. Cozy, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaninglessness. Load me. Getting a little scared. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like. Oh my goodness, I'm messing up with words. I kind of like playing with the space on the paper. Choosing where and how I space my words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still really hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Aha! That was a laugh. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression or feeling, or a conversation with the reader. Swing it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Ah, lol, funny joke for kids. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone comes to the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. We really have to do something for the festival. Like, we just put together anything good in just a few days. A lot of embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Do not worry. We're going to keep it simple. We won't need much more than a few decorations. So I've been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all. Doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We are going to be performing. Performing? Monica. Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. We're just going to choose a poem to recite during the event. Cool part is we're going to also let anyone else come up and recite poems too. So it's putting all the posters in case anyone wants to be prepared ahead of time. There, he's been coloring the poster. Holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You already started putting this poster. Did you? Well, I did. Think it was kind of a bad idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. No way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I really agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember, Natsuki and Yuri never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. So I'll have to ask them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. Guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We are the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. So we start the event and each put on a good performance. Then it will inspire others to do the same. It will poke down Natsuki's eye. Be careful. The more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings. Being intimate with yourself. Finding new horizons and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons we're all here in this club today. If you want to share that with others, to inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place, I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of a room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, I accidentally did the double click thing again, and I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. Guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. No, that's me actually deciding to die. I think Sarah and Monica should have been trying really hard to get new members. So what you can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but... Angered. Looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Ooh. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright! Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejected glances around everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. Aha, hooey, hoo. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. So seriously gonna be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours you want to practice reciting them in front of each other. Nani? Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if we can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Aha. Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to a specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting the poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line as she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. There is an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. That's fear. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Ahaha. How are you supposed to even read that? It's cringy each time I try to read it. Ahaha. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. You ready to go next? I will go next. Ooh. Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. He clutches a piece of sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of the Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. A moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of the lines, her voice changes, almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed in her books. Her quivering words transfer into sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. Almost filled twists turns of structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be very close and quivering fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality, glances around her. She's bewildered, as if she is bewildered even herself. Aye. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her. We were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. But Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Okay, good thing I timed that sound effect. I mean, no, I didn't time it, I edited it in. That was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay. I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Aha. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. You guys do it so easily. Try not to think like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. That's the same logic I'm probably using right now. I mean, if there were people sitting next to me and I was doing this game, I'd probably die. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. Sorry, I just felt like that's some sort of song there. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were told to read some paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. Hearing from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she liked my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into something I thought I knew through and through. I'll stop with that. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Hee ho hee! She was super mean to like that. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. Might be the other poems wouldn't quite work as well with that kind of delivery. Eh? I don't understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where sort of gentle delivery would work as well. I need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. That's well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. Just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. Hee. Then next time I'm gonna make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. Well, we don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki. Don't make me go before Scrimio, so I can compare to you guys anyway. I was supposed to maybe lower my standards a little before I can do it. Ooh. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. I don't have much of a selection of what I read. Let's go with what I wrote for today. So I stand up and step in front of the podium. Whoa! It just suddenly appeared. And his eyes making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Some not like compliment on writing. It's hard to put my energy into it. Once I finish, I receive applause anyway. So I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your writing abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. It's something that will improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. All right then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. Going, Natsuki begrudgingly gets our seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called. It's called. Why are you all looking at me? You're presenting. The poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. And when she's still unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. Natsuki's trademark style works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. She's like they bounce up and down, giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She hops back to her seat. That wasn't too bad, was it? It's easy for you to say. You gotta let me do it again. Ah well. At least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people. I mean, if doing it in front of other people would be easier. I can put whatever face I want with people. But it's just my friends. It's embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it should be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, yeah, I guess in that case, you don't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming, though. Maybe, however, let's hope that you have an idea of what's like now. A poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez! I should try to find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. Doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problemo. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. The festival's coming up, so let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I cannot wait. I can do this. I can do this. All right. Stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but it's for the sake of this club and impressing Monica, I don't have to do my best. Are you ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you twist going home to joke like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Yeah. Gee, stop it. Don't make me must be a little nice now. What am I supposed to say? Can you have to say it? Whatever, let's get out of there. I'll come with Sayori once more, even though it's only a few days. A lot of days. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today's here is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier, like how we get. I mean, it was Sayori fumbles her words. So let's just say one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You can't put me on the spot here. Yo-hee. See, Yuri. I think I did you for Yuri. She's so beautiful and smart. So I already see her in the club every day. Besides, we seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly, super menial. Think about me too much sometimes. Sure, she wanted it, so sorry. I've already made up my mind. Only took me 3 seconds. Really can't figure out. Yeah, sometimes. Sorry. So what's the point of speculating something that's never going to happen? Conversation trailed off. It's kind of weird for somebody to care about it so much. Care about that so much. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. And again, the festival's only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Alright, that's the end of today's episode. I'm probably gonna stop recording. I'm seriously, notice how many times I messed up my language today? Skibbity boom bing blah blah blah. So I think it's best if I probably stop for the day, because I was messing with my words quite a bit. So I did all those last episodes all at once. I guess this means I need help, doesn't it? This means I've been going on for about 3 hours just talking. It means I've done a good job, doesn't it? Alright, well, that's the end of today's episode. Next time we'll come back and do another poem writing. Bye-bye.